Born on February 15, 1564, in Pisa, Italy, Galileo Galilei grew up in a time of profound cultural and scientific transformation. The Renaissance was reshaping art, philosophy, and science, and Galileo's family recognized his potential from an early age. Though initially destined for a career in medicine, his curiosity and talent for mathematics drew him toward the study of physics and astronomy. Educated at the University of Pisa, Galileo quickly distinguished himself with his keen observational skills and his ability to question established ideas. His early work on pendulums and falling objects hinted at the revolutionary discoveries that would later define his career.
In the late 16th century, Galileo began challenging traditional Aristotelian physics, which had dominated scientific thought for centuries. Through meticulous experiments, he discovered that objects of different masses fall at the same rate in a vacuum, a principle that contradicted Aristotle's teachings. His work laid the foundation for the study of motion and earned him a reputation as a daring thinker who prioritized observation and experimentation over inherited wisdom. Galileo's investigations into mechanics led to the development of fundamental principles, including inertia and the concept of acceleration. His approach, testing theories through empirical observation, became the cornerstone of the scientific method, revolutionizing how humanity understood the natural world.
In 1609, Galileo learned about the invention of the telescope, a device that would forever change his life. He built his own improved version and turned it toward the night sky. What he saw shattered centuries-old beliefs. Galileo observed mountains and craters on the moon, revealing that celestial bodies were not perfect, unchanging spheres as Aristotle had claimed. He discovered 4 moons orbiting Jupiter, later named the Galilean moons, proving that not all celestial objects revolved around the Earth. He also observed the phases of Venus, which provided strong evidence for the heliocentric model of the solar system proposed by Copernicus. These findings challenged the geocentric worldview that placed Earth at the center of the universe and aligned with the teachings of the Catholic Church. In 1610, Galileo published his observations in Sidereus Nuncius, the Starry Messenger, a groundbreaking work that brought him international fame and placed him at the forefront of the scientific revolution.
Galileo's discoveries sparked both admiration and controversy. His support for the heliocentric model brought him into conflict with the Catholic Church, which adhered to the geocentric view rooted in Scripture. In 1616, the Church declared the heliocentric theory heretical, warning Galileo to abandon his advocacy of the idea. Despite the warning, Galileo continued his work, publishing Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems in 1632. The book presented a compelling case for heliocentrism through a fictional debate, but its thinly veiled criticism of geocentrism angered the Church. In 1633, Galileo was summoned to Rome by the Inquisition and forced to stand trial for heresy. Under threat of torture, Galileo recanted his support for heliocentrism, famously muttering, "And yet it moves," according to legend. He was sentenced to house arrest, where he spent the remainder of his life. Despite his confinement, Galileo continued to work, writing discourses and mathematical demonstrations relating to 2 new sciences, a masterpiece that laid the groundwork for modern mechanics.
Dad, Alero said. Galileo died on January 8, 1642, at the age of 77. Though his ideas were suppressed during his lifetime, they could not be silenced. His contributions to physics, astronomy, and the scientific method transformed human understanding of the universe and inspired generations of scientists, including Isaac Newton, who built upon Galileo's work to develop the laws of motion and universal gravitation. In 1992, more than 350 years after his trial, the Catholic Church formally acknowledged its error in condemning Galileo. Pope John Paul II expressed regret for how the Church had handled the conflict, recognizing Galileo's role as one of the greatest pioneers of science.
Galileo Galilei's life was a testament to the power of curiosity and the pursuit of truth, even in the face of opposition. His insistence on observation, experimentation, and evidence-based reasoning revolutionized science and laid the foundation for the modern scientific method. Today, Galileo is celebrated not only for his discoveries, but also for his courage in challenging dogma and advancing human understanding. From the craters of the moon to the moons of Jupiter, his legacy is written in the stars, a reminder of humanity's boundless quest for knowledge.